Hi, my friends, me Cardinos. I hope all is well for you. I hope you're blessed and living large and in charge in your world, BKA your life, babes, where you are the creator and not the mother freaking crab at the bottom of the barrel. Regardless of if you're living your best life or trying to figure this ish out, I am sending you all nothing less than peace, love, and bliss. Bless. For those of you who are new, Benita Day, welcome. I'm Areayl. Welcome to my channel, Becoming Wise Gal Areayl, where I talk about spirituality, BKA personal development, but deeper. So you can have a deeper understanding of self, how to improve your life no matter how successful you are, how to use your inner magic and or power along with universe and earth energies to no longer be a crab at the bottom of the barrel. BKA taking full control of your life and not have life control you. Welcome to my first video from a tarot reader's journal where I share motivating and empowering messages from spirit that were given to me for situations that I went through or am going through. So not only do you get a little bit of the tea, but for those of you who have went through this similar or exactly the same situation or know someone that has or is going through this situation as well, please share this message so they can be encouraged and empowered as well. Overall, to help them out. So today, this tarot message is in regards to the divine masculine and divine feminines being under spiritual attack through toxic relationships. This is an empowering tarot message. This is how I use tarot as a tool in my life. And this message is 1 out of 3. April 2021, journal entry number 1. So today was a rough day at first, but I am surely coming out of my funk. So it all started yesterday when my husband called me asking about us permanently being done and also expressed how he knows that's how I feel. Then it turned into not wanting to see me with someone else, and I had to hang up on him because he started talking about since I moved out, I've been looking extra pretty and doing more. Nah, bruh, you're seeing my inner light coming out. You see me doing better and feeling better without you, and of course, you are a man, and one that still needs to grow and heal at that, who made poor choices, decisions, and can't fathom facing himself, his shadows, his mistakes to correct the problems. Instead, he chooses to deter, deflect, and distract himself from his ego, his fears, his anger, and the true reason he is who he is and made the choices he made in our relationship. I'm so glad I don't operate like that anymore. Like Corey DeRay said, gotta make sure I do better. Gotta make sure my team is better. I'm only doing shit that elevate me. So on that note, I wasn't going back and forth to defend myself with this man. Why? Why did I have to defend myself for someone I've left and will divorce? Will I allow myself to get stuck back into that energy? Why did I allow myself to get so angry and frustrated? My ego. To prove myself to him, to be correct, to defend myself, my goals, my name and reputation, to defend me. And for him to see me, accept me, and acknowledge me. Why do I want him to acknowledge me so bad? Why do I want him to see me, to accept me? Because I gave it to him. I'm still seeking a relationship of equal emotional maturity, equal give and take, equal love, empathy, compassion. I deserve it, right? Right. I was triggered also because I just need to let go of the desire of wanting what I'm seeking from him, because he doesn't see what I see, feel how I feel, nor care. Because if he did, if he genuinely did, he'd been met me in the middle, at least, and then there would have been some consistency in his efforts. not efforts given when he felt like it, and given not just to appease me or when shit hit the fan. If he cared, we wouldn't be where we are at now. And if I would have listened to my own cries, we wouldn't be here. I can't expect for someone to listen to me when I wasn't even listening to me. Remember, no matter how much wrong someone does to me or I do to them, I am in control of my actions, who I will and will not allow in my life, how I want and do not want to be treated. Long story short, self, I gotta be just as critical yet gentle with myself and him as well. My quote today: operating out of love brings more peace and joy than operating out of anger and sadness. Victorious, April 14th, 2021. Okay, so this is the first half of the message. Spirit is saying right here that you are the magus. You are the musician, the creator of your life currently, and you are creating your future as well. Because the musician upright represents the energies of skill, wisdom, craft, electricity, having the power to create your inner world and allowing your outer world to follow by using emotional intelligence, tapping into your potential without hesitating. That's a key word. And that potential can be anything: love, project, a business, a new job. Typically, you will fill in a blank, but for this, it's a relationship. And that is how magic works. That's how magic is performed. BKA, using your personal power, your skills to control, acknowledge, and decide your thoughts, your feelings, which is also what? Your inner world. By being the musician of your life, you need to remember how you need to always operate consciously and with wisdom. I know it's easier said than done, because so many of us, and I'm including myself, that's why I said so many of us aren't doing that right now. I'm guilty of it too, because before I learned about tarot and that I had the gift of divination to read tarot or anything, and before spirituality period, or just working on myself, personal development period, I wasn't operating, I can honestly say, out of wisdom when it comes to relationships. I will say that. So it's not to offend anyone, but we friends now, as I said in the beginning of the video. Hey friend, so I'm going to tell you what you need to know right now so you can succeed, so you can win, and so you can what? Live large and in charge, baby. Because for one, I'm a Areayl empath, but on top of just being able to read tarot, and I have a lot of spiritual gifts, and I just care. And this is part of my purpose. This is part of my spiritual growth. I just love helping people and making people feel good, even though it might not feel like it, because I keep it real and many people can't handle the truth be told. But hey, true friend will let you know, right? Right. So that's the magus. But as I was saying, the musician upright and personal development is skills gained through life hardship and challenges. It's skills developed that you craft by working on yourself daily, So, personal development plus spiritual, at least spiritual personal development, isn't easy because of all the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and even physical changes you go through to kill the ego. And for those of you who do not know, when I say ego, spiritually, I'm talking about the illusions of what society, your family, friends, and even yourself want you to be per their ideologies, or the ideologies that you learned and that are embedded in you, instead of being your true authentic self, your core self, who you are supposed to be, who the Most High created you to be, period. Leading to having shadow characteristics like fear to live your life, anger over the simplest and most pettiest things, sadness out of nowhere. Like, these are all illusions, excuse me, to what was I saying? They're illusions to block you from seeing what's really up. And it can be heavy at times, confronting your shadow aspects of yourself and releasing hard and traumatic situations to heal those shadow emotions of anger, sadness, anxiety, fear, whatever it is. But you, at the end, when you fight, it's so that way you can gain peace. You can have confidence in yourself and in your life. You can have genuine happiness. You can have self-love, motivation, and increase your viewpoint of your self-worth and self-value. And a lot of people walking around here talking about, I love myself. It's an illusion, because when you truly love yourself, somebody could come and talk some mess and you won't give a damn. Real talk. You won't give a damn. You know why? Because you see your blessings and you live in an abundant life. So when that's why you see rich people, when you think that rich people being arrogant or anything like that, especially if they rich and they came from the bottom up and stuff, and you don't see them out here causing no scenes or anything. They not up here getting rah-rah. Those are the people who are connected with themselves. They know their self-worth and they know their self-value. And even any regular Joe Schmoes like me, at the end of the day and stuff, I can honestly say, like, now, I know my value and I know my worth. So I just wanted to put that in there because of the simple fact, I don't want, it's a difference. I shouldn't say I don't want. Let me stop. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Like I said, this reading is a little different than what you normally would get, because I take this personal, because like I said, this is me sharing my experience. This is a message I'm sharing that was personally given to me. And so I just want those who do see this video to and resonate with it, I should say, and see it, to know that you can do it, because I've been through a lot of bullshit and and I just want to see people win, especially when they're in something that got as heavy as it did for me. I just want to see them win. So anyway, as I was saying, that's the magnets. That's what the magnets say. You are the magician. You are the creator. So moving on, the Princess of Swords, BKA the Page, commonly known. This fell out because she represents being practical in thought and action, finding and seeing the lightheartedness of the situation. And by lightheartedness, I do not mean you're looking at your relationship as a joke, nor am I looking at your relationship as a joke. And it's not to be taken lightly by all means. The princess is just saying, look at the situation from a practical, reasonable aspect to learn the lesson you need to learn from it. Hence, as I mentioned earlier, me saying knowing what's really up, because for every physical action, BKA things you actually see, feel, and touch, there is a spiritual coinciding action, meaning those statements that you heard growing up or whatnot, as above, so below, God doesn't put anything upon you you can't handle. Situations happen for you, not to you. But those statements have in-depth meanings that many do not utterly understand, like real talk. So as I was saying, when she pop up, honey, she's just saying, you better take several seats back, boo, because in this case, it's time to take a deep look at self, the relationship overall, and the other person's part, and what's happened, leading you to the point that you, the other person, and the relationship itself is at now of unhappiness and unsatisfaction. Doubt of self, if you have it, and most likely doubt and other things that's challenging you at this time, like questioning is or when things will get better. I'm just being transparent right now. I'm being honest. Once again, I do not mean to offend anyone. If you are offended, I apologize. It's not coming from a mean place. It's coming from a place of love and care. So, as I was saying, these are the thoughts I had, and I know many people had them as well. So that's why I said what I mentioned earlier, as far as self-doubt and doubt in life, period, But Let me know. Comment down below with a heart emoji if you're feeling this message and my energy this thus far. And I'll send out positive, supportive energy to those currently in a toxic relationship or are just leaving a toxic relationship. I'm sending love and light to you all as well. So, like I said, the princess represents having new ideas, wisdom, strength, and grace. You see her in this image. You see her? She caught in a whole lot of chaos. And to be honest, intuitively, I just see a whole lot of bullshit. It's just stuff flying everywhere. Just everywhere. And, she been through a lot of fuckery and struggles. But look at how, with all that craziness that's going on around her, she is facing it. And it pushed her all the way back to that altar. Regardless if you're male or female watching this is you. Because there is no gender in tarot. It's all about the energy. This is you. Trying to figure it all out, confronting the issues. You're acknowledging the issues and ready to battle to overcome the issues however you can, whether it's through prayer, therapy, communication with someone else, journaling, whatever your weapon of choice is, because you see, she has her sword out despite this chaos closing in on her. And it's damn near having her on her back at the altar. Oh, that's another thing. The altar, literally, you see an altar at a church or in a building of some type of religious organization, right? But intuitively and spiritually, the altar represents peace, hope, happiness, calmness. Just as just like in church, for those of you who do participate in a religion or grew up in a religion, it doesn't matter which religion, because my page isn't about religion, but my page is open to everyone. But those who know what I'm talking about, because I grew up in a religion, Jehovah's Witness, matter of fact. But when you're talking about when you attend church or synagogue or any place that's similar, part of attending is for you to find a peace of mind, peace within yourself, peace within your life, to have happiness, to receive a message that'll help you find a calmness within the chaos, or just to have a calmness, period. But overall, you go to church to be uplifted or lifted higher. And you see, she is protecting that altar because that is her hope. And she is doing it all by all means necessary and with all her strength. You see, she, like I said, it got her all the way backed up on the altar. She got heels on and everything, and she's still fighting. But she's giving her all to, as you can see in the imagery, and her representation of lightheartedness and practicality. This will allow new ideas of resolution to come. So by her giving it her all, being practical. So she's fighting hard to be practical, to look at everything, what that's going on around her, despite the illusion of all this chaos that's going around, to distract her from getting to the real thing that she needs to get to, which is what you need to decide. What is it you want to do with yourself in this relationship? What type of relationship are you looking for? Don't get distracted by all the chaos. Even though it could have you backed up against the altar, do not have it distract you. Remember, it's an illusion to feed into your ego of what that person wants you to be in a relationship. Whatever that might be, however it might resonate with you. Take it, take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. Okay, but the question is, as I was saying, will you be open to these resolutions? I can't tell you what the resolutions will be, as I just mentioned. Only by being practical and lighthearted, like the Princess of Swords, and using your wisdom, skills, paying attention to your thoughts and emotions, acknowledging your thoughts and emotions, and really diving deep within yourself and the relationship. Also, the words and actions of the other person. Pay attention to that. Is it in alignment with the type of relationship that will make you happy and that'll give you peace and overall will sit well and comfortable with your soul's desire? Because you do not want to miss out on these opportunities. I'm telling you. because otherwise you're going to keep going in the same circle over and over again like I used to. And it's not going to resolve anything. You know, all the issues to push you and your soul to you want to have those clear understanding of the resolution and your desire that is fair and practical. Girl, get out of here with that.
What?
Yeah, I want her to be quiet. You're going to hear you breathing all in the background. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. One of my children came down here trying to dance. But now we are on the musician. As I said, by being the musician, you're following your intuition. That's what this stands for when it's in upright. You're laying down your foundation, which is what the Four of Wands represents. Where's my Four of Wands? That's what the Four of Wands represents. It represents foundation. It's laying down roots, completion of something built up through trouble and labor. The Four of Wands indicates success, prosperity, stability, security, things of that nature. And it will lead people to coming together in happiness and celebration. So for me, and only me, my resolution based upon doing some serious self-examination and being truthful with myself and the history of my relationship and what was going on at that current time, leaving was my resolution. So you have to figure out what your resolution will be. So once again, that was my resolution. I'm not telling you that's yours. You have to figure that out, because once again, this is a tarot message to guide, encourage, motivate, and uplift you to do what you need based upon these keys to your life and to apply them where it fits. And I'm just saying this because I do not want you to just hear what I'm saying and then go and do something just because that's what you heard. I'm showing you how I use tarot as a tool to guide me so that the next reading you get or you listen to on YouTube, you can dive deeper into the message, have at least a general understanding of what each card represents, so you can be fully knowledgeable and armored out here in these streets. So when challenging situations occur, you know, you're not out here rapping 3-6 Mafia. Who won it? You know, who want to smoke? Like, who made that? Cardi B. You know, when the situations pop up, you gonna be so self-confident. I feel the energy. You know, you're gonna be so self-confident. You're gonna be like, who wants to smoke? No, nobody wants to smoke. Get out of my energy, please. Okay, so moving on. Now the Empress. The Empress came out to tell you that she is inviting you to explore your emotions and listen to your intuition. Upright, that's what she means. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip on following your intuition, my friend. First and foremost, we are all born with it. For those of you who may not know, because surprisingly, a lot of people I have met didn't know anything about intuition. But we are all born with it. But a lot of us, as I just mentioned, for various reasons, do not know about it. Some know about it, but it's not being used in its totality, because you have to strengthen it. And you have to learn the difference of when your intuition is speaking to you and when your ego is speaking to you, because it can be confusing. I know it was for me, at first. So, and if you don't remember I said ego is like the illusions, fear, anger, sadness, etc. All the things to keep you stuck in a situation, to keep you from moving forward in whatever it is in life. So, to keep you from your purpose, pretty much. So, when a thought or idea pops up in your head and it's subtle, that's your intuition. Because intuition is coming from your soul. It's coming from the Most High. It's calm. It's peaceful. Your higher self is coming from your higher self, your future self. And you know, it sees all, because it's part of, you know, like I said, it's part of the Most High. It's your connection to the Most High. It's your connection to the God and Goddess within you. And you, in the image of God. That's why it's so calm and peaceful. So many of us don't even recognize the calm and peacefulness and or doubt it because we are so stuck in our egos. And that will continue until you strengthen it. So if you don't know how to strengthen your intuition, look up videos and pick ones that you're attracted to learn how to strengthen your ego. I'll eventually do one on it as well. But long story short, strengthen your ego so you can learn about yourself. You can learn yourself, date yourself, things of that nature. But like I said, once you do that, then you won't miss the message and the opportunity or the ideas that come, which is why the Empress is inviting you to explore your emotions. Your intuition is connected to your emotions. That's another thing. So the more you learn and know thyself and apply the magician power, which is right here, the magus. Once you apply the magician power combined with the Empress, your skill, wisdom, and power to create your inner world, which is what your emotions and thoughts are, it'll strengthen. Then you're allowing your intuition to actually guide you. And that way you'll make sure concrete decisions that'll benefit you in all ways, shapes, and forms. I'm telling you. So I hope I'm not losing you and you're following what I'm saying, because I can't go on and on about intuition. So I apologize, but I love talking about it and how it's linked to the essence of the statement many of us have probably heard. But we are all created with purpose and to live a life of prosperity and abundance. So, I don't mean to ramble, so hopefully I'm not. But as I was saying, in regards to what intuition is, you'll know if it's your ego or if it's your intuition, because when it comes to ego, there'll be a sense of urgency and the thoughts and feelings, linked to fear and anxiety, worry, and things of that nature. And then, you'll be worried about, oh, should I act on this? Should I not act on this? And so, like I said, it does take practice and patience to truly learn the difference. But once you realize the difference, then you'll be got on the right path as far as letting intuition guide you. So, like I said, I suggest when you do, have an idea pop in your head or anything, and you're not sure if it's your ego or your intuition, I suggest you slow down and explore your emotions at the time. Ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you feel like you have to do this right now? Or do you feel like it's coming from a place of calmness? Meditate on that thought. You could journal it out, take a walk, and allow the answer to come to you. And when it does, trust it. Trust yourself. That's the biggest thing too. So now that if you are at this point where you've applied all of the message, like if you're at the point where you are figuring out what you should do in your relationship, if you've left the relationship, even if you're still deciding, or whatever it is you're going to do. Now, after you've applied all the above, then you're right on track, because that's where the Seven of Swords has come. And it's telling you that you're yielding victory. Whatever your resolution is, if it's bringing you peace and calmness, even though let's say, like for me, for example, my resolution was leaving the relationship. So I was sad. I was hurt. It was nights, a lot of nights where I cried and I was angry. I went through all of those emotions, but at the end, I knew that I was going in the right direction, because I knew if I stayed, things were not going to get any better. And if I went back, then things will get temporarily better, like it did before. And then next thing you know, it's right back to the way it was. So it was like, what was the purpose of leaving, But like I said, when you've applied all of the above, you did the soul searching, you face your reality. You're facing your shadows. You're working your way through the situation. Then that means this, as I said, this is yielding victory. So congratulations to you. And if you're not at this point yet, continue to work on yourself. Figure things out, and you will get to this point. Because when you get to this point, victory is in your grasp. This is pretty much what Spirit is telling you. This is what Spirit told me, and this is what Spirit is telling you. If you're at that point, if you're not at that point yet, you will be. When you get to that point, victory is in your grasp, honey. Because the Seven of Swords upright is here to tell you that even though you feel like you're losing, you're actually gaining, mi cariños. You are winning because your efforts of really tapping into yourself, being open to the resolutions that come to you, being practical in mind and action. And the Seven of Swords is just encouraging you to keep doing those things. Keep on your path of independence, or just your path in general, as long as the path is, like I said, the one that's bettering yourself in the situation, regardless of the pain and hurt you're currently going through, or have went through, and you're like, oh, should I go back? No, keep going. And if you're following this, if you're pulled to this message, then you have most likely left. Some of y'all, I feel like, left already, and some of y'all feel like you're on the brink and you just needed some type of confirmation. That's what the energy I'm feeling right now. So I was saying, the Seven of Swords, it's just saying like, hey, remember, your shadow feelings are the result of something or someone to protect you based upon the knowledge you had at that time. Like I said, the ego is fear, anxiety, stress. Like the saying goes, when you know better, you do better. Now that you know the difference between ego, what ego is, spiritually wise, spiritual wise. Is spiritually wise a word? I don't know. Sorry. I'm not an English teacher. I used to be a preschool teacher, but I'm not an English teacher. As Spirit's just saying that with this Seven of Swords, ascending it to you to say that these feelings are temporary. Regardless if the feelings is uplifting or bringing you down, everything is temporary. Situations temporary. When you're feeling happy, you're not going to feel happy forever. You're not going to feel sad forever. It's all temporary. So Seven of Swords is just telling you that you are on the verge of victory. So keep going. It's encouraging you to keep going. Keep on your path. Keep on your resolution to find your inner peace and genuine happiness within yourself first. Find that within yourself first. Then that will lead you to a relationship that will match that vibration, that feeling, that energy, whatever resonates with you. So, Seven of Swords also can represent someone being deceitful, just to let you know. It's either you being deceitful to yourself, you could be deceitful to the other person, or the other person is being deceitful to you. But someone is trying to get away with something and they're not being honest right now. So, like for me, and I'm bringing this up because people are so quick to point fingers. But when you are truly getting to know yourself, you have to take responsibility, for your own actions and your own choices. So for me, when this popped up, it was telling me that yes, I had victory because, like I said, I had moved on. Physically, I had moved on, but it was also telling me that I'm not being honest with myself. So both messages had applied because though I was doing all of the above, I was mentally tired, emotionally tired, and even physically tired because I was leaving the relationship of union, and And I was in that relationship for 10 years. It was heartbreaking. And when I left at first, I was like, yeah, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something that's going to better myself, and I'm moving in a positive direction despite the hurt and the sadness I felt as well. I still pressed forward because I knew if I stayed, like I said before, things were not going to change. And I was facing my hard reality of letting someone that I love with all my heart go, because that person was a narcissist. So there was never, no changing. But I was being deceitful to myself, because on the same note, I was still like, some things that was said to me, it was like I was still trying to fight for approval. And so, and then, when I didn't get that approval, which I already knew, in my mind, that, I should say, I already knew deep down in my soul, I will never get that approval, because when I figured out that I was with a narcissists are hurt people, and like they say, hurt people hurt people. Not saying that it was done intentionally or with any ill will behind what was being done, because when you look up and research narcissists, they aren't even aware of what they're doing. Real talk. They aren't even aware. That's why they come off when they, as if, they're entitled, or when they do something wrong, they just say things to appease you, but they really don't feel like they did anything wrong, because they're hurt. Their love is limited. And that's something that's why this popped up as well. So I'm just saying this as an example, just in case this might apply to you, because I know for some, I do feel in the energy right now that it does apply to you. You can't fully point the finger at that person, whoever that person is, your boyfriend, girlfriend, coworker, whatever it is, the relationship is, I should say. But you have to really look at yourself. And like I said, personal development and especially spiritual personal development, it's not easy, because you'll rip yourself a new one every time, every now and then. But the more you do it, the less the pain hurts, I guess you could say, and stuff. Because now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I need to work on this. This reality hit me. And you'll get to that point too, if you are not at that point yet. Why? Because the 7 of Swords popped up. You are on the verge of victory, my friend. You are on the verge of victory. So like I was saying, when it comes to you being on the verge of victory, that's why it's important to strengthen your intuition, because you are empowering yourself, being the musician, by learning and knowing yourself, your needs, your wants, leading to creation of your outer world, because you will know what you want and do not want in your life, what you will and will not put up with or allow in your life. By following your intuition, you'll be able to recognize and pay attention to those red flags. When something says, hey, this hurts, and then you're up here talking to that person, trying to, come to a resolution that'll benefit both of you, and not just one side, and you're constantly still getting the same results that still hurts you, those red flags will go off, and you'll finally be able to have enough strength, self-empowerment, and motivation to recognize those red flags and make concrete choices that'll result in you being genuinely and abundantly happy. So that's the main part of this first half of the message. I hope it's resonating with you all. I hope this is helping those who needed this message, who are going through a toxic relationship, or even just got out of a toxic relationship and just needed some extra confirmation. So just before I end this reading, I just wanted to let you know, as a final message, the numbers on the card stuck out to me. We have the Roman numeral 3, that's on the Empress. And we have the Roman numeral 1, that's on the Magus card. And then we have the actual number 4, that's on the 4 of Wands. And the actual number 7, that's on the 7 of Wands. So together, that's angel number 3147. And 3147 is a reminder to use your intuition because it's your guide to your life path. Therefore, trust it. That's why the Most High created us with intuition. And I'm sorry if anybody, everybody call God something else. They might say actually God, Most High, Source, Creator, Universe, Mother Earth. I don't know. There's so many different titles, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about the one who created everything. If you talking about that, that's what I'm talking about. So when I say Most High, so I don't want to throw anybody off because some people are sensitive when it comes to words. But, Most High created us with intuition. Intuition, that's keen and it's confident about your path because God made you with this specific path that you needed to learn the lessons needed for this situation and to walk further into your purpose. Whatever that should be. You have to figure that out. And the more you work on yourself and do self-development and strengthen your intuition, you will find out what your purpose in life is. So 3147, it also says to be your authentic self because there's no one else like you. I know it's cliche. Everybody hear that or have heard it like, oh, there's no one like you. But it's the honest truth. We all are here for various reasons, but those reasons are specific to why you were born, why you went through what you went through. So that way you can learn what you needed to learn from the situation. Because as I said earlier with the statement, as above, not as above, so below. Oh, what happens? Things happen for you, not to you. It's all part of your life journey for you to learn certain things to strengthen your intuition. So that way you can make the decisions that are more aligned with your soul, your purpose, and with the Most High. Okay, I'm not gonna ramble. So just to finish telling you what 3147 is, as I said, there's no one like you, honey, and there will never be no one like you. So you can't be like anybody else. Whatever somebody else is doing that's attractive to you, and that's for them and them alone. Be you, so you don't be misled by being someone you're not. And I know this probably sounds off the topic, but that's pretty much what 3147 said when I looked it up. Not being that you need to be your authentic self and not be somebody else. So I took it as that, you could use what others are doing that you like as inspiration and motivation, but put your own twist to it. Give it that's all me stamp, if you know what I'm saying. When I'm saying what I'm saying is a lot of people look at like celebrities and maybe even other people in their own personal lives as far as couples, because this is a toxic relationship reading, or if family, if your toxic relationship is with a family. My main point is that a lot of people would look at a relationship similar to a relationship that's the same as yours. We're going to keep it to a married couple. It could be a mother and a child, a father and a child. At the end of the day, if there's a relationship that you see, excuse me, I need to drink some water. I'm sorry, my throat is getting dry. My main point is that the relationship that's attractive to you, the one that you would like, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what that the people in those relationships are doing to make it work. And whatever they're doing, that's for them because of their different backgrounds. Their background and then their background together. So, long story short, is 3147 is saying stay true to yourself. Do what works for you. Don't try to do what somebody else. Now, you can take suggestions, but don't try to do exactly what that person does, because what works for one might not work for you. Pretty much that's what 3147 is saying. A lot of people was telling me, oh, you should stay in a relationship because of the kids. Bump that. I'm just being honest. Because you being African American and stuff, and with all that's going on in society, especially nowadays, especially since during this COVID-19 pandemic, it's like, okay, don't, excuse me, you don't want families to break up, because especially black families, if you're not black, no offense to you, I'm just keeping it real right now, but if you're a black family nowadays, you want the family to stay together because all the stereotypical things that's going on and everything. And, but at the same time, once again, if it's toxic, it's toxic. What are you teaching your kids? What are you teaching your kids? What are you teaching your daughters? What are you teaching your sons about what to expect from a relationship? About what to expect from themselves? Because they're going to look at what you're doing. If you have kids, they're going to look at what you're doing and say, oh, well, if my mom or my dad put up with this and stuff, then that means I should put up with it too. If my mom or dad is allowing people to trigger them, or if my mom and dad respond this way, I'm going to respond this way too. So think about it. That's why 3147 popped up, saying, hey, be you, be your authentic you, be true to yourself, and do what works for you and makes you happy. But remember, be practical. Don't be out here talking about he ain't cleaned up the couch and stuff, so I'm leaving type stuff. Or she ain't run my bath water, so I'm leaving. She never does that. Like, you got two hands. Do it yourself, honey. Just saying. So, like I was saying, with 3147, if you are not being authentic to yourself, as I mentioned earlier, you are denying yourself the happiness, respect, and support you deserve in a relationship, which is what the Most High wants you to have. Another thing that I noticed, hopefully you can all see, but I noticed a lot of blue. It's a lot of blue. For some reason, the blue really stuck out to me. And when I looked up the spiritual meaning of blue, the first website that populated said that blue is the healing power of God. So think about the things God created that's blue, calming, like the sky, the ocean, flowers, things that bring out feelings of joy, calmness, and peace. That's the Most High, universe, whatever resonates with you, helping you to heal, which is what this message is to me. As far as the cards and the imagery, it's sending you a message of calmness and peace. It's showing you how to heal, because this whole message, like, I gave you the steps or some steps on how to heal, how to find peace, how to find happiness, how to find joy, so I hope that this helped you to put some things in perspective. Relationship that's toxic, please leave comments down below. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to end this first half of this message right here. I hope I gave you some things to think about. And like I said, that'll help you. I want to thank you, my friends, for being with me. I genuinely appreciate our time together. I'd also like to thank my guides and yours who helped me with this message. And since you're still with me, please give me a thumbs up to help my channel grow. Please share my video with those you know or even think this message will help in any way, shape, or form. As I mentioned, leave a comment on your message. Share some additional encouraging words. Share your story if you'd like, or just say hi. I definitely would love to hear from you, and I would like to respond back. To keep going with the encouraging conversation. Also, if you like my energy, subscribe. Ring my notification bell. Pick the all option so that I can ring you back each and every time I upload. And if interested, like I said, and if you're interested, check out my other channel on YouTube, Detoxing My Life with Areayl Journey, which is me. I have some videos that I recorded a little while ago that can help you on your personal development in this situation or just in general, because I talk about health and wellness in all aspects, growth mindset, and how to live a sensual lifestyle, all by what? Detoxing, honey. That's why I call it detoxing my life. And it's detoxing all the bullshit and fuckery out of your life. So remember, my friend, as above, so below. And for every physical action, there is always a coinciding spiritual action. I'll see you in the astral plane or the next video. Peace.